welcome back to another edition of North Sports Dynasty Season 4, kicking yourselves off with Episode 2. This is it. This is fantasy season. We all know exactly what happens on Saturdays. It's mock drafts. We're going to be talking some give me one, please. We're going to be doing all that there in a little bit.
I hate the one you made for this episode. I really hate the one you made for this episode.
I did it specifically for you.
For You're so kind.
I know, right? I'm going to get that banner out here. There we go. Yeah, we got our mock drafts 2.0, the redraft. 10 owners this time, because I've seen a lot of leagues going with 10. So I've said, okay, well, that means probably more than likely player 1. Oh, excuse me. Owner 1 and owner 10 are probably going to have one of the more dominant teams, I would say. And we're going to show you here today how that's going to happen using the Sleeper app. Always love the Sleeper app. We're also going to be talking a little bit of the news, because we always do that. Even though this is a fantasy football show, we'll give you guys updates of the news across the big 4, including football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. That's right. This is your first time tuning in. We are the biggest Buccaneer fans and Lions fans that you've ever seen. We talk fantasy football because that is our bread and butter. As you can see from our whiteboards behind us, we are also known, I'm known as the big board. He's got a big board. So Dynasty Rankings are also up. We got that up on the Fantasy Sports Show site, which I couldn't think of the name for a second. SportsDynasty.com. Go up there. We're going to have a talk about that right after the draft and through the draft. And if you want, we're also going to be having Rant. We're going to get a little bit pissed off about some of these people and their little preseason antics and their preseason bets. And this player looks so bad. He's supposed to be my stud. Grow up. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, Alex, how the hell are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. My Lions had their preseason game last night. And, I'm not one that cares about wins and losses in the preseason. I'm more worried about how the players look.
Yeah.
And that first drive was terrible, and I was like, oh, God, here we go. And then the starters got their asses in gear, and Goff looked awesome in his only other drive. Yep. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the rookie receiver, looks amazing. Derek Barnes, that rookie linebacker, looked awesome. The young pass rush. I'm excited about this team. We're not going to win much this year, but I'm excited.
See, and ladies and gentlemen, this is what I used to talk like as a Buccaneers fan. This is the first time when I did my first show. That's exactly what I was doing. I'm like, the Buccaneers, we got a nice little high rise going here. And the reason why me and Alex became really good friends is not because we just worked with each other and I was his boss at one point, but because both of our teams sucked. And it was very easy for us to talk to each other about our teams when everybody else at work was like, I'm a Patriots fan, and I'm a Cowboys fan, even though those were always fun to listen to.
It's always fun to make fun of them.
So, guys, like and share all across all the social media platforms. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Andrew_Faubert. Almost at 200 followers. Help me get there. I think I need 12 more. 12 fucking more. Let's go. Alex Loosemore, which you can find at
Loosemore65. There we go.
That's it. I'm doing better.
Yeah.
I just got to tell myself before the show. It's like, just go left whenever you're pointing to Alex. It's like, boom. And now I know. Especially because I see Justin Fields up on the field here. Actually not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Is that
Tua
the game?
Looks good.
Tua looks damn good.
Yeah.
Except for red zone.
Yeah.
And this has been a training camp problem through and through for him as well. So it's
for sure.
It's not good. It's not good for my pretty ladies Dolphins here. But
they'll be fine.
I think so. I do think Tua's inconsistencies are probably going to haunt them, kind of like they did last year, but not necessarily as bad as everybody thinks. I think next week our big reveal show, like with our 2.0. So it's the week after.
So
yeah. So next week.
Or do we? No.
No.
I thought we were doing it the week before, like going
That's
into
right.
the regular season.
That's right. So that would be the 28th.
So two
shows away from our big final 2.0 NFL predictions, where we go deep and tell you exactly what we think every team is going to have for a final record, some stats for our teams, Buccaneers and Lions. We're going to have some guests on to go over our predictions, to laugh at us, because we always appreciate that. One thing that I always appreciate as well is Alex comes prepared with a 5-minute breakdown of some of the news that has happened across the Big Four. This gives me a chance to do things on the back end side of this damn show.
Yeah.
So, Alex, without further ado, give everybody, and this goes into me buying, things for the back. Like, I'm going to make commercials here, so I could click a little button here soon, and it'll be like, Alex with the news. I'll run it by you first, obviously, to make sure, but yeah. So here is Alex, the 5-minute breakdown.
All right, so we'll start with the NFL, as we always do. The Jaguars traded linebacker Joe Schobert to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2022 sixth-rounder. This is them just kind of this kind of trade I thought would have happened earlier in the offseason, because it just seems like a cap dump. Pittsburgh's getting a good linebacker in case of another injury. Devin Bush is coming off an ACL tear. This is a really good trade for Pittsburgh. Absolute steal. Rashad Bateman has what they're calling a soft tissue leg injury. Had surgery, will miss the start of the season, likely into October. The 49ers signed safety HaHa Clinton-Dix. He's played for the Packers and the Cowboys the last few seasons. Really good move by the Indianapolis Colts, extending the contracts of GM Chris Ballard and head coach Frank Reich through 2026. Chiefs guard Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, Canadian, is out 4 to 6 weeks after breaking his hand this week. And the NFL is going to begin strictly enforcing taunting violations. What I'm interested on with this is, where do they draw the line? I was like, well, that's obviously a taunting call. It's, to me, if you're celebrating right to the guy, flag him. Suggestive gesture, yes, but let people celebrate still. You loosened those rules a couple of years ago. Let them have fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you're just like that because it's a Bucks thing that caused it.
We've had it happen to us for so many years, and even when Tyreek Hill did it to us, it's the fact that it fueled our Super Bowl. It's like, now you're taking away some of our fuel. Fine, we'll just find it a different way.
Moving to the NBA, the numbers for the Kawhi Leonard extension that I said he was about to sign last week came out. It's a 4-year, $176 million extension. Left some money on the table by doing that, but it is what it is. Luka Doncic signed a 5-year, $207 million extension. Great move by Dallas, especially because it came out that he was a little unhappy to start the offseason. And in an interesting bit of basketball news, former NBA player J.R. Smith is going back to college, going to North Carolina A&T, and he's hoping to play college golf. This is one of those guys that went high school straight to the NBA, so he didn't use any of his college eligibility. So you're going to have a 30-something-year-old playing college golf. Moving to the NHL, Austin Matthews had hand surgery. He's out at least 6 weeks. Jumbo Joe Thornton is playing another year. He's signed a 1-year deal with the Florida Panthers. Legendary goalie Tony Esposito passed away after a battle with pancreatic cancer. And Jaromir Jagr, who's going on 50 years old, had a little interview this week, says he feels obligated to keep playing. He's playing for the team that he owns that was passed down to him from his father. The team name is Kladno in the Czech Republic. Says if he quits playing, then the partners and sponsors will leave. So that's why he's playing his 33rd professional season of hockey. And last piece, MLB news, my Tigers, I had to throw this in there. Miguel Cabrera is 1 home run away from 500. He hit 499 on Wednesday night, I believe.
Ooh,
so
shit.
I've been on the 500 watch here the last couple days.
Nice. That's dope.
Yeah.
I actually did not realize that. Thank you for letting me know that. And actually, see, that's what we do here at North Sports Dynasty. That's what we got. The 5-minute update with Alex Musler.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And to all the fans out there who have been sharing the shit out of this show, we appreciate the hell out of you, first of all. Second of all, remember that all shares that we get for the fourth season here, all get a chance for a signed Tampa Bay Lightning puck. I believe is Braden Point. Very, very nice. Very nice little puck. We'll send it off to you. Now officially all the gifts and giveaways that have been on this show are finally gone. Finally. Took me a little while to get some good pricings on some American discounts. It does not come cheap sending stuff out of Canada to the United States, but that is not that's not your fault. That's our freaking country's fault. Maybe. I don't know. It could be your fault, but we're not gonna point too many fingers here. So all of those have now been sent out. This is one part of the gift or giveaway, I guess you would say. There will be another part coming out here pretty darn soon if we can get some shirts made here. But we do have an Edmonton Elks shirt that is going to go along with this puck. For sure.
I should have grabbed it.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I know that you said.
Week.
Yeah, I know you said you grabbed a few, so I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I will also grab some shots from the game tonight. I want to get a few shots with James Wilder Jr. I'm going to try and wear. If I had a James Wilder shirt or jersey, I would wear it. I'm assuming I'm probably going to wear my Pittman jersey because I'm not wearing my Freeman or my Martin one out, but I will wear one of those old classics. The Brady one, I just don't need people dumping, anything on it. Justin Fields. Justin Fields almost got picked, but he's not that bad. Just don't think Nagy has to be his coach. That's personally me here. Also, going into my little rant here quickly, since this is preseason, I'm gonna just put this and get this out of the way here. It's fucking preseason for everything. Okay? That I don't mean just the Bucks. I don't like with training camp. I don't mean with the Steelers and the Cowboys. I mean with everything. And this is what I'm getting at. We got people on the internet with blue check marks. Oh, what?
Justin Fields just fumbled the ball.
Oh, that's not
was
good.
Running out and carrying it out to the side, and he got swatted.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. But this preseason, he needs to do this. Justin Fields needs to do this. Trevor Lawrence will need to throw some interceptions. Najee Harris will need to get stuffed a few times. Dak Prescott will need to wobble the ball a few times. No-namers are going to run for freaking 80 yards. And that's a shout out, actually, to Calculus Felipe Frank, who is a Florida Gator. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's not what he got drafted as, just saying.
I don't care.
Also, we had a guy, Craig Reynolds, that was pretty much the same thing. We signed him signed him Wednesday, played Thursday. Signed him Thursday, played Friday.
That's true.
And man, did he look good.
Right? But it's preseason. It's preseason. All across the board. This goes for football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, rugby. I don't care. Preseason is preseason. If Tom Brady went out today against the Bengals and threw 3 interceptions, are we benching Tom Brady right off the bat for Kyle Trask? Kyle Trask goes out there, goes 7 for 7, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 red zone, runs twice for 17 yards and a touchdown. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, Kyle Trask must start now. What? There's people with blue check marks on fucking Twitter suggesting that these no-namers come in. Flacco should start for the Eagles. That should be a no-brainer. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Okay? What is your point? Again, this is preseason. Hashtag Brent Brady. Is this what we do in the offseason? Because again, the fact that I got to use the fact that me and Alex have always said North Sports Dynasty will never be subjected to having to make little headlines to make people want to come join our show and watch our show. We have good quality content that'll come out there, and I just happen to make some jokes that are a little bit borderline. That happens to be the, we'll say, kicker for you guys to come join this show. All right? If you want to talk about, good kickers, talk about Tampa Bay this year and not the last 24 years. And we never talk about any of the Chicago Bear kickers. Double doink, triple doink, whatever you call it. The point is that I'm trying to make here is everything that happens in preseason is for a reason. Vanilla schemes. You hear Colin Cowherd said, this is Colin Cowherd's holiday season where he says vanilla schemes almost 30 times a week. This is where Nick Wright goes into his tangents about how certain wide receivers can't break properly and how he needs to be traded so that shut the fuck up. Everyone with your blue check marks really seriously needs to shut the fuck up. And the emphasis on the F, on the fuck up. You're fucking up media for the rest of us. The fact that you have to have a big board like this where you sit there and you're like, okay, come on, we'll put all the bullshit training camp and preseason articles that we can cut. Anything. Kyle Trask to start over Brady. We're talking major stuff. We're saying Tyrod Taylor, the superstar for the Texans. We're talking real heartbreaking articles. Why do I see this on my timeline all the time? It's because now we live in a day where there's too many kids, and we've all fallen for this. I'm 30. Alex is a child, but he's not childish. I'm 30. There's a few of us, a nice group of us who are around 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and plus who are starting to realize that when we got on the internet, we did the same thing. When we saw a status that didn't make sense, we go in there and be like, how dare you say ending? Now all of a sudden, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp and Steve Smith and all those guys get their own platforms because they do it properly. So they sit there and they make articles and they say things that really piss off a certain group of people, so they go in there and say things. Because it's children. And a lot of children these days have not been taught by their parents to do what my daddy taught me. Fucking ignore it sometimes. When it gets out of hand and it needs to be addressed, you address it. And that's why we have Red's Rants here on the show. This needs to stop. It is preseason, and it always will be preseason. If you think your team is going to find the next superstar quarterback in the preseason, you need to give your fucking head a shake. It doesn't happen all the time. Kurt Warner's, Doug Flutie's don't just fall into your fucking laps all the time. It's situational awareness about what the person can bring to you. Okay? It's fucking preseason. Brady's going to start. Jalen Hurts is going to start. Tyrod Taylor's not a superstar. Najee Harris is going to be fine. The Cleveland Browns are going to be fine. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be fine. And the Denver Broncos are not going to be fine. The Lions
will be the Lions.
Thank you. And all these other articles and these headlines that you see out there are going to be the opposite. Joe Burrow is not going to go 17-0 because he's got Jamar Chase. Okay? That's another ridiculous one that I've seen by these blue checks. Just settle down. Enjoy the fact that these coaches are doing their jobs and allowing some of these rookies to get some field play and be remembered for some of these plays for preseason moments and have a chance to crack a roster. And if they crack the roster, they're going to get paid. And if they continue to do good, Then you become Antonio Brown, a 7th round pick. Becomes a superstar. That's the kind of stuff that preseason helps you become. But it doesn't help you replace your damn quarterback, who's the franchise damn quarterback. All right? Let's just settle down. I don't want to hear this anymore. All right?
Good throw by Jacoby Brissett for a touchdown.
My cat is freaking out because she's probably locked in this basement. So, Alex, go through some of these comments for a second so I can take this cat out, please.
All right. Johnny Dean, thanks for tuning in. Christopher Cole, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, if Andrew didn't bring it up, Kyle, I was going to bring up that Felipe Frank play. That was awesome. I don't know. He didn't seem that quick, so I don't know how he ran for 40, 50, 60 yards. But, yeah, it was impressive. Morning. I think that's supposed to be fuck Ken Holland.
Fuck Ken Holland. Fuck Ken Holland. Fuck him.
Why does Andrew's board look like a physics exam?
Analytics and show stuff. And if I don't write it down somewhere, I'm going to forget it instantly. So.
I will say, off of your rant there was one player that at the end of the game last night, I was like, this guy has to go. And that's linebacker Jelani Tavai. He was awful. The whole thing was he's lost 30 pounds over the offseason. He's not playing linebacker at 260 anymore. He's still slow as hell reacting to everything. He's not playing confident. Like, he either needs to ride the bench or he needs to go. I can't have him on the field this year, especially the way Derek Barnes looked.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. There is times where preseason helps, and it's to point out, like, okay, this guy does not need to be on the field anymore. Get him the fuck out. For example, I agree with that, 110%.
Yeah,
110%. Let's pause it there for a second because I want to get into. We're about 23 minutes into the show, so I think it's a perfect time to get this sleeper draft going on here, ladies and gentlemen. So me and Alex are doing a mock draft. We're going to do a mock draft every single show. We've already talked about it. Every single show until the start of the NFL season, obviously, is mock drafts. And then we are going to be popping up on Tuesdays to give you guys updates, quick little hour updates. And then, the end of the show, it turns into whatever it is. Because that's what the show is. It's a sports show. Yeah. And then when it's done with the sports, we bullshit. We talk to the fans. We put the StreamYard link in, which we are going to do here in a bit, but we want to get the draft done first, and then we'll start talking to everybody. I'm going to make sure that I can share our draft to everybody because this is the beautiful thing about Andrew learning about computers is, yay, we can do it. Actually, I screwed up, Alex. I screwed up. We're going to do one thing first. The thing that you were mad at me for, we're actually going to do the give me one. I want the give me one. All right. So give me one is a segment that we do here on the show. It's a brand new segment, sorry. And a brand new show technically. So you can like and share and show everybody around the world that a bunch of Canadians know some fantasy stuff, whether you like it or not. It's the only time that I'm very cocky. And when the Buccaneers were actually doing good. But as you guys probably know, if you're big fans of the show, and you can ask Alex again and again, I was a very quiet, cocky Bucks fan this year. I didn't want to ruin any chance of the sports gods being like, I'm sorry, did you say something, Andrew? Like, nope, no, I didn't. I'm shutting up again.
Throughout the entire playoffs, I was just messing with them. Anytime they get a lead, like, man, I think this is over. Like,
silence.
You be like, you shut your fucking mouth. Like,
yeah, that Washington football team game was not. I was like, oh, this is not happening. No, please help me. Oh God. Okay, so the quick one here for us is see if I can do this correctly. I think it. Nope. I think it's still this one. We go to the background. I think if we can That's weird.
Yeah. No,
How the hell? It didn't work before. Oh, that kind of works. Perfect.
yeah.
I'm going to have to fix it. So I have a green screen. Green screen usually is supposed to come down, and I just have it behind me. But the green screen wasn't necessarily working today. So I said, okay, screw this. We'll do this a little bit differently. So the question that we do here is we are a Dynasty show. So we talk Dynasty. We help to get the redrafts going. We want to see people win some money, especially off of Dynasty every year, because there's tricks and there's little things that you can do in the free agency and within trades and drafting to help you get ahead in Dynasty. It's not like redraft every year, which, by the way, our mock draft is going to be redraft just because we want to help you guys win some money in that as well. But for Dynasty purposes, the question to you becomes, if you could only pick one, and you can only have one of these guys on your damn roster, one, not three, not two, not one, not any more than just one of these guys that you see above or below. You can have J.K. Dobbins, or you can have DeAndre Swift. J.K. or D.A.? J.K. Dobbins of the Baltimore Ravens, starting running back, but he is in a flurry of running backs that are there. Or DeAndre Swift, Detroit Lions running back. A little bit biased from my co-host, but it's also got a little bit of a running tangent that is there. And we have a lot of question marks around the Lions. So the question to you, the fans, is in a standard, Dynasty PPR league, whether it's 10, 12, 14 people, who do you want? Do you want J.K. Dobbins or DeAndre Swift? And you can only have one. Alex.
I just want to say, to start this off, we've got a mix. We've got one Dobbins and one Swift.
Ooh, there we go.
Call me biased on this. I am taking Swift.
Ooh.
For the sheer fact that it's PPR.
Yep.
I like Swift way better as a pass catching back than I do Dobbins.
Right?
I love them both as running backs, but I will take the pass catching of DeAndre Swift.
Now, it kind of goes in. What is it? Okay, hold on. What does it say here? Swift will have his legs eaten by a lion mascot before they get halfway through the season. That was going off of Adam Padermo. Rivera, I'll take a healthy Swift. I agree. Now, if we're talking both healthy, I would lean obviously more Swift. And here's the reason why. So last week, we talked about Najee Harris or Antonio Gibson. Who would you rather have? That was the big question last week. And I'll put that one up on Twitter and this one, and we'll put those as weekly updates. I'll make sure to do that, and I'll write it down. But here's the thing. With Dobbins, I lean more Dobbins only because I like the fact that Dobbins may get some safety blanket opportunities, kind of like what Cam Akers and Jonathan Taylor and even DeAndre Swift were getting last year. JK came into the last 4 weeks of the season, and I'm like, this is tasty. Just get all the other running backs out of here, and we're good. Ravens offense, though, makes it scary and very unpredictable, kind of like Seattle's, because they're starting to play like Seattle, where we're either going to lean on the passing game, we're going to lean on the quarterback running game, or we're going to lean on the running game. Yeah. And if we're talking Dynasty, I mean, in any position, you don't want inconsistencies. But here's the problem with DeAndre Swift, but also the benefit. Is Jared Goff his quarterback forever? Is he? No. Probably not. So what if he is getting a Howell or a Rattler or a Derek King or any of these guys from next year's draft class? That usually means for value in Dynasty, a new quarterback is tending to throw it to the running back. Swift isn't necessarily your PPR, fan favorite.
No.
But it's the opportunities there. And a lot of people would throw Jamal Williams at me and say, well, his opportunities would be absolutely amazing as well. I agree.
Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards. That's all I have to say.
Gus Edwards isn't going anywhere without being a hefty price. They just extended him. Exactly. And they RFA'd the guy. Yeah. I didn't even know we could do RFAs in the damn NFL. I was like, that's a hockey
This doesn't happen very often.
Exactly. So they were like, listen, we don't necessarily want to pay him the money that he wants, but we're not going to just let him go for pennies on the dollar here. So props to them for that. But at the end of the day, because of that question mark of who the future quarterback is going to be, and we already know who the quarterback is in Baltimore, I am going to take DeAndre Swift as well. But it is a tough one. That's
it is very close.
It's the reason why we did this last week, too, with Najee and Antonio Gibson. And a lot of people lean Najee, and I went more Antonio Gibson. This week, I think I'm in the more agreement here with everybody else. We also have – what's that?
In my rankings,
yeah,
I have Dobbins and DeAndre Swift right one on top of the other.
See?
And I have Najee Harris and Antonio Gibson's the next pairing right below. And then it's like right there.
It just so happens that I'm a god. No, I'm just kidding. Wait. See? You know what? It's I am the gracious and generous God. That's right. That's me, everybody. That's me on Sundays in my basement when I'm watching football. My fiance comes down and she's just like, hey, what? Oh, sorry. And I'm like, it's all right.
Where does all your hair go on Sundays?
Don't guys. These are questions that we do not need to get into on a sports show. Dobbins can't be a RB when Lamar is the RB. Now, you're not wrong, but that being said, Michael Vick was essentially the RB1 in Philadelphia, but he made LaShawn McCoy flourish.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
J.K. Dobbins also has that ability. So that's the reason why this makes it very difficult. After one preseason game, who starts for the Patriots against the Bucks? We're talking.
Well, first off, we didn't see all the starters.
Yeah, and if we're talking,
I will say,
was it week 4 or week 5 when we play them? Is it week 5? 4? Okay.
Because it's right after the Rams game.
That's right. Yeah. I've said this from the beginning, and I still hold true to it. I think the Patriots will probably start like Cam for like the first 3 games and then throw Mac in. Or they'll do the opposite. Like it'll be Mac and then they'll throw Cam in to play the Bucks because he knows some of the players. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be something weird like that the Bucks are not technically prepared for, but they are. But they're not. But they are.
You can't. If you want Mac Jones to be successful, you can't throw him into that game. You just can't.
but you should. I want that personally. I'm like,
to me, Cam Newton has to play. You have to just try and survive, control the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Hope your defense.
Dobbins gets pass catches in the scheme as well, and he is the lead RB. Should see a lot more of him this season. See, and that's the reason why this is a hard, difficult decision. And Mac Jones should. Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, let's see then, guys. Let's see what me and Alex would do in this situation. Because we are going to do our draft now, but obviously, I went a little bit off the rails there for a second because I was doing rails again. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I don't drive a train. I'm such a dad. I'm so sorry. We are going to do now our draft. So it is a redraft type of draft. PPR. 10-person league.
So age isn't as important.
What's that?
So age isn't nearly as important as the dynasty.
Exactly. Everybody should know that by now. If your dynasty, if we were doing dynasty, this would be like I'm taking some RBs in like the 5th and 6th round that I would be taking later on, just because it's like, I can stack my team so nicely now. This one is just redraft 10 people because we're starting to see a trend that there's a lot of groups that do 10 because they want to have more valued picks for the end, like the people who draft towards the end, which me and Alex still laugh at because we're like, give me the last pick or the second last pick any day. We've kind of shown that on our mock drafts all the time now.
I love these back-to-back picks.
Mm-hmm. Whether, like, don't get me wrong, if you have the first one in a 10-person league, that could be beneficial. I literally just started it now, so you can do it whenever. But
it's easily McCaffrey.
So in this redraft here, we wanted to see kind of what it would look like if you had the last pick of the first round and the first pick of the first round, because Alex will eventually have some big talents that are available to them at number 2, 10, and 3, 1. We want to see what this big trend is and why everybody's getting all, not say their panties in a bunch or anything like that, but why everybody's all, this is what we need to do. So I'll get you to keep a hold of the comment section and everything else. I'm gonna make sure that Sleeper is all good. Because I'm on this thing now. Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, oh, this is weird. I was hoping one of my running backs would fall to me and none of the running backs that I technically wanted to fall into me, which makes sense. So Alex took Christian McCaffrey. Barkley goes number 2.
Interesting.
Cook 3, Kamara 4, Henry 5, Taylor 6, Tyreek Hill the first wide receiver at number 7, Nick Chubb at number 8, and Ezekiel Elliott at number 9. Well,
so while you look, I'm just going to do a couple comments here. Johnny's had a little bit to say.
okay.
On the quarterback thing in New England, he says Belichick wants consistency. I doubt he plays that whole switch thing during the season, so I think Max starts from day 1. And then he says, I have a lot of faith in McCaffrey and his health.
Fair enough.
I mean, fair, but the potential with the receiving and the rushing, the only other one I would really consider at 1 is Kamara.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to do, man. So as we can see, so look at this. It's got Najee and Antonio Gibson basically right there. And JK and DeAndre Swift are 2 positions away from each other by ranking, which is hilarious. I don't. Man. You know what? Okay, so I am going to take Aaron Jones just so I can have the opportunity with him. And I'm going to take Travis Kelce because there really is only 2 tight ends in this thing. And I want at least one of them. That's the reason why I have no issue taking one of the last picks. So right after that, so I took Aaron Jones, the last pick of the first round, and Kelce, the first pick in the second round. Adams goes next. Diggs, Metcalf, Austin Eckler. The first quarterback gone is Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown. I almost said Antonio Brown. It was like, what? A.J. Brown goes at 2-9. And then Alex now here at 2-10 and 3-1. And now I just want to see the board here for you as well. And my God.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I can understand why people are kind of begging for that first overall pick in a 10-person league now. You have the opportunity to take, in my opinion, this is my opinion. We'll get to my rankings here in a little bit here. Highly underrated wide receiver in Calvin Ridley is still available. George Kittle is still available to you, which is so dumb. And then some of the running backs like Najee, J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Antonio Gibson. Joe Mixon, all still available.
I'm going to say don't sleep on Joe Mixon either.
I mean, okay. Whatever.
I'd have him below Harris, Gibson, like the other 4. But I was like, Mixon's a damn good running back still.
No, he is.
I am going to take, just because like people are saying McCaffrey and his health, I am taking an insurance policy here. I'm going to go Najee.
Najee, you bugger.
And then I am going to take Calvin Ridley. Get that wide receiver.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right. So the app goes down. It's got Najee and Calvin Ridley, which was the 2 picks that I would have assumed that he would have picked. It still ticks me off. Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, George Kittle is gone. Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Antonio Gibson almost fell into my lap in the 3rd round, which I would have cried. Now I'm sitting there at the last pick of the 3rd round and the first pick of the 4th round, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and DeAndre Swift are still on the boards. These are top-tier running backs. In the wide receiver room, there isn't in the first tier, I would say there's not any of those wide receivers left, but there is a lot of the second and 3rd tier. So I am going to take the best running backs available and go with CEH and Swift, with Allen, Waller, Chris Carson, Montgomery, Julio, Miles Sanders, Kyle Pitts, Mari Cooper. Now Alex is back with the the last pick of the 4th round and the first pick of the 5th round. What do you got, my friend?
Man, there's a lot, but at the same time, there's not a lot for what I wanted here. You know, like, what is there for running back? The top group's gone, so I think I might hold off there.
Okay. It's a hard one for you, eh? You got
yeah,
because now he's getting into
like Evans is.
You got
intriguing.
2 really good running backs, so you're kind of good. Say on the running backs, you got 1 top tier wide receiver, and now you're looking. Yeah, your tight end group. You still have say 2 top tier ranked tight ends on everybody's board.
I'm just gonna get that one out of the way. I am taking Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I like him in the passing game over Andrews in Baltimore's passing game.
I agree.
Just because Detroit, there's really, like Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown played well. They played pretty well, but
awesome, dude.
I still want to see more from both of them. And now I'm looking at wide receiver. Or do I go? I don't really want to take a quarterback now. I want to wait a little bit.
It's a difficult one. I know, man.
You know what? Puts up 1,000 yards every year. I am taking Mike Evans.
Okay. That's a good pick, actually. Having 2 NFC South wide receivers is never a bad thing. That's a sexy team already.
The only thing is Evans and Hawkinson have the same bye week.
It does.
And that's going to be a boring week. We're not going to have anything to talk about. Both our teams are on the bye.
Well, see, I've been looking at it too, and I was going to bring this up in next week's for a next week edition. Is week 6 and 7 are going to be dynasty and fantasy hell this year because there's a lot of teams not playing, and a lot of people are going to take advantage of that, and they think, "Oh, I'm going to get these 2 wins," and that 2 wins might do you really good, but I don't know, man. We'll see. What's that? So I'm looking at my team right now. I got a 12. I got 2 people with the same bye weeks already. I don't necessarily want to start doubling up on that right off the bat. That does suck because I have that, but can make it work. So give me the you know what? No, I need it just because I know he is going to be good. I go against my own ruling and have 2 of my starters with the same bye week. I know that's not exactly what I should be doing here. But I got to just because DJ Moore is still there. And then in my opinion, it's a little bit of a drop after that. Yeah. I'm looking at some of the other wide receivers available. There is some really good ones, but I can steal them later on. Looking at the running back position, that's where it starts to kind of die off. There's some hidden value still left in there. If it was Dynasty, I'd be hopping all over that. Now, the quarterback position is very intriguing here. And everybody kind of knows that I usually wait a little bit on quarterbacks. And because I have a tight end, the fact that Mark Andrews is still there really pisses me off because I could have gotten Calvin Ridley. No. I hate that.
Oh, well.
Actually, no, I would. Yeah, I could have. I hate
you wouldn't have.
No, I would have. I hate you. I'm gonna double up on my receivers here now. Actually, I'm gonna try the Jamar Chase in the 6th round here. It'd be kind of cool to see what this team would eventually look like. Right after that, Lockett, ATN, Thielen, Mark Andrews is finally gone. Juju, Ayuk, Prescott, Wilson. Nick falls to my co-host. He just instantly takes Kareem Hunt.
Taking my 3rd running back. I'll get Kareem Hunt.
There you go.
I should have paid attention to that. Him and McCaffrey have the same bye week. Oh well.
Like, oh well, we're just a professional show. No, I'm just kidding.
I take 4 anyways, so it's no big deal.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I wanted Herbert, but he's got the same bye week as Najee, so I don't want to do that.
Well, the white does look actually pretty nice when all the players are picked.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm gonna try that from the rest of the show on. Let me know if you actually no, don't do that. Do not comment what I was about to say in the section. That's not good for analytics.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. I can't come on.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Well, Alex is taking his pick. I'm just. That could have been bad. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But no, Alex is sitting here. He's got Kareem Hunt.
We've got my pick here.
Oh, what you got?
This guy played last night. Kind of intrigued me on taking that team's number 1 receiver spot. I'm going Davonte Smith.
Ooh, very interesting. I like his rookie upside. I'm not gonna lie. It's like having a very young Deshaun Jackson.
My headset just died.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll keep. Well, Alex can't hear me, but that's okay. So James Robinson goes next. Kenny Golladay, T. Higgins, Michael Thomas, Deontay Johnson, Javonte Williams starting to pop up on a lot of people's boards here, which is really good to see. Especially on Dynasty, he would not be there in the 7th round in Dynasty. He would have been gone like 2nd round. Justin Herbert, Noah Fant. That ticks me off that Herbert did not fall into my lap, but I can deal with that. Looking at some of the wide receivers here, there is some really good value around there now. And quarterback, really I am, on the other hand, though, going to make sure take Aaron Rodgers here. Him and Aaron Jones combination. Okay. We get that taken care of. Now I can just draft the rest.
That's a tough week 13 for you, though.
Yep, and that's
Rodgers, DJ Moore, and Aaron Jones.
And that's why I love the fact that there's so much value in the wide receivers later on in these drafts. Because I am just going to continue to draft week 13 wide receiver. No, just kidding. I do love. I'm looking at my team here. Yes, that's right. Give me DJ Chark. The upside that DJ Chark has with a young Trevor Lawrence is getting pretty ridiculous here. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Chase Edmonds, Michael Davis, Raheem Mostert, Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon. That's where you start to kind of see that style of running back start going. Though Chase Edmonds, in my opinion, should get a little bit more of a look. Robbie Anderson, Odell Beckham Jr., Cortland Sutton, and Alex is up with the double picks to end off the 8th round and begin the 9th.
So I'm just going to, before I make my pick here, I'm going to look through the comments. Mm-hmm. Kyle says early predictions on the best new quarterback in preseason.
I would probably say Trey Lance if he gets his chance. I think, Trey Lance get his chance. Oh, see? Yeah.
I agree. Johnny agrees. Yep. Teresa says, hey, Carrie. Hey. And Shelby is at Mosaic today.
Nice. So, Shelby, why don't you send a couple of videos? I want to do this cool thing where it's like a shout out to North Sports Dynasty from these stadiums. I'm going to get a couple people to do it tonight. Give me a shout out, or give NSD, North Sports Dynasty, a shout out from Mosaic Stadium if you can tonight, my friend. That would be absolutely fantastic. When we have gear, We'll actually send out gear to some of our fans, like a shirt and whatever we figure out. When I have money, because I don't have money anymore, because I quit my job. No, I'm just kidding. But I got a new job, and then I quit that job, and then I'm getting another job.
Shelby says, okay, will do.
Boom. All right. So Alex is up anyway. Let's do this. What do you got? What do you want? What do you want? Come on. What do you want, team? You got
I am going to
3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. The only thing that he is lacking right now is a quarterback, but Alex can take that at any point in time that he wants. He is looking at having a team of Christian McCaffrey, Najee Harris, Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans, TJ Hawkinson, Kareem Hunt, and Davonte Smith is on the bench. Format for this, I guess I should have told everybody, we're only doing the 1 flex in this, but 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end. That flex position can also be a tight end if you wanted it to, and everything else just goes on your bench for this mock draft. Yes.
For me, I'm jumping on my quarterback now.
Oh, he is. Oh, come on, do it. Take a Brady. You know you want Brady. You're the upside of Brady. You got Evans, too, so.
The thing is, at that point, I'm mashing too many bye weeks together. Him, Hawkinson, and Brady is a little much.
Yep, that's true.
Especially with Kareem Hunt and Christian McCaffrey already matching.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's down to Burrow and Stafford.
Yeah, it would be for Burrow and Stafford. You love Stafford still.
You can't let him go.
I'm glad he's gone for his sake.
Well, I mean.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm excited for Jared Goff. When you said the whole get another quarterback next year, I was like, I'm good. I don't want one. After watching Goff last night behind that offensive line, I'm content with that. Let's go get the skill pieces. Let's go get the defense.
I mean, I don't disagree with you necessarily. Do you think Lion fans will wait 3 or 4 years for this rebuild? Like, are we gonna?
If you keep Goff, I don't think you need to wait 3-4 years.
Could you
imagine?
imagine?
If you have a good offseason next year, you're pushing towards where you need to be. So probably 2 years.
What if,
after
like,
this
in
one,
2 to 3 years, the Red Wings and the Lions start making the playoffs together,
man,
and the Tigers, just to top it off. Why not?
The Tigers since the All-Star break have been one of the best teams in baseball. So
I know. That's from the I've been seeing that on betting, which I should throw that into there quickly. Save that. NSD picks of today got Oakland versus Texas in the first 5. Texas to be within half of a run. Tampa Bay, Minnesota, first 5 innings, Minnesota to win it. We got the Yankees versus the White Sox tonight. I'm going to take the Yankees at plus 125. Got Toronto versus the Mariners. Mariners are on a hot streak. I don't understand why they were getting so low of picks or of betting lines here. So I'm going to take Seattle to be within a run and a half at the minus 30. And for the 2 games that are on tonight in the CFL, we got Montreal versus the Edmonton Elks. And I will be at that game. But give me Montreal to cover the plus 4. Montreal hasn't played yet, so we don't know what they're going to be. And we know Edmonton's going to be a good defensive team. But if Montreal can score a couple of points and Trevor Harris doesn't get going here, this might end up being some money for the Alouette, Smoking Alouette. And then I almost said Hammersholt, which is a school that a friend of mine used to go to. I meant Hamilton versus the Rough Riders tonight. I'm going to take Saskatchewan at the minus 135. That line is moving a lot now. A little bit more Hamilton's way. I don't really care. I will still take Saskatchewan all day, every day. I don't give a damn. So that's the betting lines for today, ladies and gentlemen. And he did take Stafford. Now
I don't trust that Cincinnati offensive line yet.
I also agree. I don't. Yeah. No. Nope.
It wasn't like that was an easy decision, though. Even with Stafford sitting there.
Definitely not.
Because I don't play my favorites.
I know
you would say. I'm looking at wide receiver here because there's a lot left over.
That was a good scramble by Justin Fields. Damn. They were just showing his scramble there. That was a damn good scramble.
And yeah, there's a lot for receiver here still.
There is. That's the best part of this.
Why does everyone I want have to be week 7?
I think everybody's in that case right now, though, too. Like, get me away from the week 7 and week 6.
You know what? Receiver, I can get away with that because I have 6, 9, and 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to take Chase Claypool.
Ooh. Trey Sermon going right after that. Jerry Jeudy, hidden talent that I love this year. Jalen, waddle. Ronald Jones, Deebo Samuel, Dallas Goedert, Kenyon Drake, Michael Carter. Falls to me in the last pick of the 9th round, first pick of the 10th round. I'm looking at all available picks across the board. I am pretty darn good. Now I just need to start getting backups to my starters. I'm looking around. I'm going to look at the running backs right now. I actually like the upside of what James Conner is going to bring this year. I think he is one of the last, starters that you can get away with if, Damian Harris is still there as well. That's an interesting one. That's a good one where it's like, who do you want, James Conner or Damian Harris?
I will say, the way Ramondre Stevenson looked,
I know.
I wouldn't be shocked if he starts eating away at some of those carries from Damian Harris.
Well, and the other side of it, too, is I think we all can agree that Arizona's offense is probably going to outscore New England's this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I look at that upside, and I'm going to take James Conner here, at least get him out of the way. I really do like – oh, that's your team, sorry. I got to go to my team. Looking at my team here. I should stay out of week 7 and week 12 and 13, obviously. So I'm just looking at some of the other wide receivers that are left on the board here. Corey Davis? What? Yeah, give me Corey Davis.
I almost took him last round.
Right? Corey Davis is, dropping in the ADP here. I really should have taken a harder look because, even seeing some of this other talent down here, I'm just like, damn.
I took Claypool thinking that Davis would be here this pick.
Oh. Cooks, Chanel, Johnson, Boyd, Landry, Brady, Damian Harris, Will Fuller, and it goes to the last pick of the 10th round is Alex in the first pick of the 11th round. And he's only got 3 picks left. We got 2 more rounds technically to go. Thank you all for the shares and the likes today as well. A lot of interactions. We much appreciate it. Helping out the small town shows with the small town dreams. I'm sorry, I don't usually sing. Actually, that's bullshit, and Alex knows that. He's come back into the room how many times at work. I have a whole group of people singing, whether they liked it or not. Didn't care. Hashtag heave away.
Man, I don't know where I'm going to go here.
Where you gonna go?
You know what? Screw it.
What?
Since I didn't know which one of them to take, I'm taking both. I took Joe Burrow.
Oh, jeez. Gets his double quarterback, so now all of a sudden he's got his quarterbacks for even off the bye week, so he could just intertwine them, play them for the matchups. I'm never that big of a huge matchup guy. No, that's a lie. I am a huge
I was like,
guy.
don't lie.
Yeah, I just don't like to give away all of my tricks, okay? I'm sorry.
So I'm just going to get to the comments because it's been going again. Shelby says, I'll be wearing rider gear, so you bet your ass I'll do it.
Yeah, I got all my rider gear out too. I got to make sure I get my my ticket for the Riders games at the end of the year.
Kyle says, hell yeah, we're shouting out NSD at Commonwealth Stadium.
Hells yeah.
Shelby says, also, I will make a separate video and say hashtag fuck Corey Perry.
Ah, yes.
Carrie says, shout out to the West Coast.
Oh, there we go. Coast.
Kyle says, Lions aren't keeping Goff. I bet they draft a quarterback very soon. I mean, in all seriousness, I think they probably will draft one next year.
Yeah.
I just personally, I want them to keep Goff because that's one less position we have to spend a high draft pick on.
That's true. That is true.
Shelby says, they said there was a positive COVID case at Pill Country at the Riders home opener last week. Bound to happen when it was a sold-out stadium at 30,000 people.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
I mean,
for sure.
yeah. Shelby says, did anyone take Tim Tebow? Not yet, but there's still 2 rounds left.
Nope. Probably not.
Kyle says, hashtag
What?
Brady bust.
No. Yeah, he is going to get his bus pretty damn soon. Because he's a Hall of Famer.
Like 7 years from now.
Well, no, they'll put him
7
in.
years.
The day he retires, they'll be like, okay, dude, we had this like planned out for the year like 2022 or 2025, you know, around that era when you were supposed to fucking retire.
5 years from when they thought he was going to retire.
Yeah, he'll make sure that he plays till 2025 so that he can do like a 2030 thing, and they'll be like, Jesus Christ. He'll be like, I'll go into the Hall of Fame when Patrick goes to the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to take another player that impressed me last night. I know it's preseason, but this guy.
My God, did you not hear
ran well. And this is a guy that's in one of those position battles.
Yeah, I know.
He played well, and the other guy didn't even play because he was injured. I'm taking Devin Singletary. Ooh,
interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are getting on that Devin Singletary train now, being like, hey. Yeah.
And he played very well last night. It wasn't even that our defense is suspect, but just the running, aggressive, not hesitating to the hole, just pushing right through. He performed really well. So
see, now I'm tempted to take Zach Moss, but I don't think I will. Instead, I'm going to go with why the hell are they leaving Irv Smith still on the board?
That's a great pick.
So I'll my flex and my tight end position are now, you know, a little bit more broadened. Still some very good wide receivers on there. So I'm going to take the number 1 receiver in Indianapolis in the 12th round. Thank you very much. And that'll be with my last pick.
You don't think T.Y. is their number 1 anymore?
I think they overpaid him just to be like a Hail Mary home run hitter, whereas I think Michael Pittman's going to get your 5 to 6 catches per game.
Okay. Fair.
I do think so. And now you get one last pick. You could take Tebow here if you want.
How is Tebow rated above like Ferkser, Freiermuth, Ebron, Hayden Hurst?
Wait, what? What?
Tebow's ranking is 167.
I got it right here now too. So we're even looking at like OJ Howard.
Retarded.
I don't know if you can use that word, but that's all right. No,
it's why you were talking, so it's fine.
Not good. Pat, yeah, I like Pat Freiermuth. That's bullshit. That Tim Tebow's
like Freiermuth too.
He almost is better than Cole Kmet. Like that's even ridiculous.
Yeah, that's.
I know. I just saw that too, and I'm like, what is even happening?
I will say one that I feel is very underrated on this list is Dawson Knox, all the way down at 231.
Wow.
I think that's way too low.
Even Dan Arnold is getting some love here, and he should. He was a hard decision for me to drop at the beginning of the free agency period because he was still classified as a tight end and a wide receiver. So,
yeah, I think I got to go wide receiver here, though. Just because there's so much there.
Yeah.
I'm going for a younger guy.
Nice.
I think you know where I'm leaning as soon as I said that.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going Darnell Mooney.
Oh, my boy. I see, and I like Darnell Mooney. I really like his upside.
Really do too.
Alex's team consists of Christian McCaffrey, Najee Harris, Calvin Ridley, TJ Hawkinson, Mike Evans, Kareem Hunt, Davonte Smith, Matt Stafford, Chase Claypool, Joe Burrow, Devin Singletary, Darnell Mooney. I got myself an Aaron Jones, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Jamar Chase, Aaron Rodgers, DJ Chark, James Conner, Chris Davis? No, Corey Davis. Thank you. Irv Smith and Michael Pittman. Let us know in the comment section who do you think has a stronger team. I hate his first 2 picks because that's pretty damn. His first 4 picks are like, damn. I like yours a little bit better. I'm not going to lie.
I like the start of my draft. I don't really like the end of my draft.
Yeah, the start of your draft is really damn good. Christopher Cole says, what's the best fantasy league to join? Well, here's the thing. You can join the NSD redraft one that we're doing here. August 28th, I believe, is what we have it set for as the date.
I think so, yeah.
Times will obviously vary, but we will make sure that everybody can at least be there and do the draft. If you're looking to be part of that, Christopher Cole, we can message you.
I can see that.
I know I saw that comment there too. If you want to be part of that, Christopher Cole, it is a fun league that we're opening up to everybody. It is a buy-in, but if you don't have any cash or whatever, that's not a problem at all. It's only $25 Canadian, so it'd be like $7 American to you guys. So yeah, if you want information on that, we can get you into that league. It's going to be on the NFL Fantasy app, though we are asking and trying to convert all of our American friends over to the Sleeper app because it is just a way better platform, a lot more features on there. It's a lot easier to use once you start knowing where everything is. People will say, well, the NFL Fantasy app is the same way. Yeah, well, I sat there and was hitting team. And I'm like, why can't I see my team? I just see this trade that I made. I don't see the team. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, I hate that the NFL fantasy thing has the undroppable players. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
Yep, I hate that too. Fields with the throw. I just saw that too. Yeah,
it was awesome.
He's looking good. The run and the throw.
I mean, there was nobody within 10, 15 yards of the guy, but still a damn good throw.
I prefer Sleeper far more. Yeah, there's a lot of people that we've converted over to the Sleeper. We just figured we'd do the NSD one on NFL Fantasy for this year just because there was a couple of other leagues that were going on around there. And a lot of Americans are still used to that. And we do have a lot of American friends that have actually started to join the show. So we thank you all for that as well. We were going to do rankings, but I looked at the time. And I have to go basically in like 10 minutes. So we're going to push the rankings basically till next week.
All right.
So that gives us the time to put it up on, put yours up on the app as well. I was going to say the app, the website. There we go. And a chance for us to actually make a whole episode of it. We'll have both of them on there. We'll go over the rankings and we'll update the rankings. What we're going to do is basically update the rankings weekly here at North Sports Dynasty. Preseason, me and Alex are just going to basically, like, Alex is going to send me, him up 2 spots, him down 2 spots. We update it as much as we can. We'll be watching as much of this preseason as we possibly can as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time to we gotta see some of these players, and we gotta
after not having football for so long, I can just have this on and just watch all day.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't care if it's preseason. I do like CFL. I just, well,
later I'm obviously throwing the CFL game on over preseason. But.
Exactly. Because they're going to be later tonight, and they kind of got the Saturday spot until college football comes back, and then, or even NFL just comes back in general, and then it's usually spanked.
Yeah.
And then no one cares.
There was a comment up here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That we do have to bring up Dr. Kyle Yacey.
Ah,
Please speak about the Stamps 0-2 start.
It's Calgary.
Man, yeah. I saw this thing and it was I think you were the other one that I saw a comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like predict the score and who's gonna win.
Yeah.
And we both had the Stamps. I had them winning easier than you did.
Yeah.
I had it like 38-14 or something like that.
I think mine was 33-27 or something.
Man, were we wrong.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful thing about the CFL. Well, I guess beautiful and non-beautiful. So the CFL...
You just don't put money on the CFL.
It's really difficult to put money on the CFL, man. I keep telling people... and same thing with preseason. Like, they act like the NFL preseason. Like, again, that goes into my comment there where it's like, it's fucking preseason. Everybody settle down. Like,
yeah.
you need to relax here on certain things. But like certain other players and stuff like that, you can go and look at and be like, okay, maybe they're doing pretty good or maybe they're not doing that great or whatever. But the CFL is literally grabbing guys out of a convenience store, you know, sometimes for these injuries that happen. So CFL is so unpredictable. I mean, you do have usually like your 3, maybe 4 best teams every single year. But even then, they can easily lose to one team that just happens to have a really good, you know, spark to them for one weekend. It just
coming into this season, I thought Calgary was going to be the best team.
I think everybody was,
and now they're 0-2. Like
I think the best team, and bias aside, I think the best team is going to be the Rough Riders. Like they look like they got sold out crowds, so the Rough Riders seem like they're going to just run off of all of the fans, you know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't sleep on Toronto and Hamilton either.
Those are also very good teams. Even though Toronto's having a issue bringing fans into the damn place, which is hilarious. Go to the XFL. Like, honestly, just go to the XFL at this point. The XFL will take you. Yeah. They'll call it an expansion. You play with American rules, whatever. Who cares? But just go to the XFL, do something, because you can't keep having like Winnipeg and Saskatchewan and Edmonton and Calgary be like your big supporters when you have Vancouver and Toronto. Yeah. I get it. And they're like, oh, Toronto is just overpriced for everything. Then take it up with them. Like, that's not our issue. We have, you know, prices to pay here. Mosaic Stadium, we could ask Shelby there. It's probably not cheap either. So just it is what it is, you know. I also wanted to give a quick shout out because we did send off some stuff. Shout out Heartbeat Hot Sauce. It's been a while. To anybody out there, those 4 bottles that you saw have been sent out to the winner. Got blueberry, jalapeno, pineapple habanero, and red habanero. Those are like your 4 classics now. They got some Dustin Poirier has been a contributing factor. I think it's a sponsor, obviously, now. But he sponsored his Louisiana one through them. They also got some El Trey red and green. They got these, I would say, hidden flavors kicking around in certain cities. I know New York got a batch, some kind of chili one. I'm lucky to have all these bottles. Some I've cracked open, some I haven't. And just when people come over here for tacos, that's when they get it. But not to anywhere sooner. So it's just the way it is. You come over to my place and you get the hot sauce. I don't bring the hot sauce to you guys. They got, what's the other one? They got a really spicy Scorpion. Scorpion is the new one.
Yeah.
That one's really hot. Really, really hot. Speaking of hot, it is really, really hot out here. So we, as Canadians, are going to enjoy it as much as we can before it starts snowing in like 3 hours. So Alex, tell everybody where they can find you while we end episode 2 of North Sports Dynasty. We'll be back next week. Tell everybody where they can find you.
All right. So on Twitter, it's at Loosemore65. As you can see there, Alex Loosemore on Facebook, at N Sports Dynasty on Twitter. I run that along with Andrew. And then Thursday nights, 7:30 Mountain, 9:30 Eastern. You can find me and Mr. Johnny Dean on the NFL show. For some reason, it doesn't seem to let us go live then.
Yeah,
we had issues with it again this week. it eventually did let us go live. So 7:30 to 7:45 is what we'll say.
Yeah, it was weird, but we're still figuring out all the technical difficulties. We use StreamYard as our platform, so we just hope everybody at StreamYard can keep hearing us say StreamYard and the problems we're having. No, I'm just kidding. They do a great job for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can find me at those two locations as well, at Andrew_Obear and at the N Sports Dynasty Twitter page. We are getting deep into the fantasy football stuff, so you can check out our website where my rankings are available. We will go over them next week. Alex's rankings will also be made available either tonight or tomorrow on the website. We'll talk about that next week. We will also bring you another mock draft. Next week's mock draft, we're probably going to have a couple of guests. We are going to do Dynasty.
Nice.
We'll do absolute startup of Dynasty of where we're at right now. We'll get some injury updates and what's going on around the league, some sleepers. We'll have a nice long show for everybody next Saturday, 2 hours coming at you because we got a lot of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all again for tuning in. Signing off from North Sports. Take care now, and bye-bye then.